To begin the night in Milwaukee, the 12 seed Nevada Wolfpack, who have won 9 straight. Iowa State has won 9 of 10. Two high-scoring teams. The winner will advance to face the 4 seed Purdue, who survived a scare from Vermont. Carter Blackburn with Lisa Byington, Debbie Antonelli, Mike Cheminsky. Just exactly what you want in a nighttime game. You got two teams who are not going to slow it down. No, Nevada and Eric Musselman really has made a big impact there. His first year plus the CBI championship last year, this year in the NCAAs. With UCLA, one of 4 teams that has 4 players averaging over 14 points. They have a lot of firepower. And Iowa State, the Big 12 tournament champs, they're not afraid to push it either.
Oh no, this is fast and their speed, and then there's Monte Morris's pace and the way he pushes for Iowa State. They've got 4 1,000-point scorers. They make 10 threes a game. They average over 80 points. This is going to be a fun one.
And for 28 wins. And the starting lineups, Marcus Marshall leads them in scoring. Jordan Caroline, the hot hand, Mountain West Tournament MVP. For Iowa State homecoming game for Deonte, Burton, and Matt Thomas, both Wisconsin natives, 4 on the Cyclones roster. Another 12-5 matchup here in downtown Milwaukee at the home of the Bucks and the Marquette Golden Eagles.
4 seniors in the starting lineup for Iowa State and the freshman who will jump center.
Both of these teams, Deb and Carter, they really rely on the three-point shot. They rely on pace and three-point shooting, so I don't know if the shot clock is going to be in jeopardy in this game at all.
Into the hands of Monte Morris, leads the nation again in assist-to-turnover ratio. Morris misses his first look. Young has the offensive board. Mitrou-Long off the bounce, pulled by Oliver. Jordan Caroline, walled off, takes it inside and finishes around Deonte Burton.
3 big-time scorers for Nevada. Marcus Marshall will run the point for them. But Jordan Caroline, 8 times has been over the 20-point mark.
Burton, who went to Vincent High School here in Milwaukee. And the big man who says he's become a lot more mentally strong after beginning his career in this building, playing for the Marquette Golden Eagles.
And as opposed to the prior game, just visually, both of these teams look like about the same size, play the same way. They should fall into a nice rhythm with one another.
Mike, this is the one you and I have been looking forward to the most today because of those reasons, because it should be all offense.
And I'll tell you what, this Cyclone travels very, very well. They have a strong presence here tonight in the building.
Hilton on the road all the way to Milwaukee after the run through Kansas City. And the 3rd Big 12 tournament title in the last 4 years for Iowa State.
Both teams' ball screen defense will be tested.
Spins out to Caroline. Morris has the board.
Especially on the perimeter, Devin, but they can switch a lot, so it's going to be interesting to see how they play. You know, they're similar size.
Right. To your point, exactly.
Yep. Mitrou-Long, deep 3, and he nails it. Nazareth Mitrou-Long, a 39% three-point shooter.
Those shots that deep are the reason why I've been carrying a tape measure around in my briefcase for decades, because you might have to go out there and measure it, Carter.
That's, you know, that one. Those are indefensible. You can't guard those. You just get surprised on those.
Then Mitrou-Long tips it away, takes it again. Mitrou-Long. Fight for the rebound, won by Thomas. Burton thought about it.
The winningest player in Iowa State history, Monte Morris with the basketball. One of the top point guards in the nation, one of the top point guards in the Big 12 in a point guard league. This league was dominated by that position this year.
Burton straight away. Rebound Mitrou-Long, doing it all early. A steal, a 3, that's a push-off. Add an offensive foul to that line for Nazareth Mitrou-Long.
And add Marcus Marshall really playing good one-on-one defense. No help here, just sliding, leading him to the baseline and drawing the foul.
You got to make Iowa State make some plays with their feet. You can't let them spot up and catch and shoot outside the arc.
Yeah, that's when they're at their best. You know, spot up, stand still shooters.
Nevada champs of the Mountain West, playing in the NCAA tournament for the first time in a decade. Marshall thought he was bumped. Play on.
You know, they're not calling that when you kick your legs out on that shot, Carter.
Yeah, much to Reggie Miller's chagrin.
Yes, we learned that at our seminar at CBS last week.
Reggie rolls his eyes every time J.D. Collins tells us about that rule. Mitrou-Long, back-to-back misses.
Reggie's looking for Spike Lee to point at when he's when that happens.
Caroline backing in. Slips over Oliver with a hammer. Cameron Oliver.
12 double-doubles on the year, and what a good all-around player he is.
Iowa State has 3 offensive rebounds and 0 second chance points.
They're going to be kicking those offensive rebounds out for threes.
Morris, deep in the clock. Monte Morris, senior from Flint, Michigan.
Yeah, how was this? How was the almost 5.0 career assist-to-turnover ratio?
You know, Mike, we've been talking about the point guards here, about how they control the ground, manage their team. He answers the 3 W's. Who to get the ball to, when, and where. He understands his personnel.
9 to shoot. Caroline takes it and nails it. 3-pointer for Jordan Caroline, a Mountain West Tournament MVP. Averaged a double-double in Las Vegas.
How about a 45-point effort earlier this year against New Mexico?
That was when they were down 25 and came back in that game.
The games of the year in college basketball. Iowa State turns it over 7-7. A special number in this year's tournament. Nevada, Iowa State. The scoring getting rolling in Milwaukee. Watch live games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Watch now at ncaa.com/March Madness or download the app today. The Hilton Magic has come to downtown Milwaukee. I mean, up to the rafters, packed mostly with Cyclones fans for the final game of the day here at the Bradley Center.
Hilton Magic's a real thing. That is a tough environment to go into and win. Great fans at Iowa State.
Sweet 16, 2 of the last 3 years for Iowa State. Cameron Oliver draws the double. Passes out. Lindsey Drew in the paint. Drew misses the floater. Boarded by Burton.
He had Jordan Caroline wide open at the front of the rim.
Thomas. Back to Monte Morris. His 120th consecutive start for Iowa State. Bowie attacks into the corner, back to Morris. Takes the 3. Morris gets it off the tip from Bowie.
Already early in the game, 4th offensive rebound for the Cyclones.
A lot of long rebounds. You expect both teams to be able to run off it.
That's why the perimeter players have to hang in there and not leave the play.
And there's your first second chance bucket for Iowa State to give the Cyclones the lead.
That's what, Deb, in this environment today and the way the game plays, you see perimeter players averaging more rebounds because of those long rebounds. Well, once beaten, I think Caroline was wise to lay off that and not pick up the foul in that situation.
Watch the ball screen defense here. They said they were going to soft trap Monte Morris.
Burton, nice look for Bowie.
You're going to have a hard time rotating out of that. Monte Morris has great vision. Doesn't matter how you play in ball screening in this ball screen defense, Mike.
Well, and the same thing, Deb, with Burton. He's good enough from 3. You have to honor it. And he made a great play off the drive. A lot of bigs can't do that.
It's kind of a hybrid big because he can stretch all the way to the 3.
Oliver, nice bounce. Blocked inside by Bowie. Mitrou-Long off the shot fake. Working back to Burton. Off the bounce. Throws it away. Into the hands of Marshall. Hasn't scored yet. Marshall, who averages almost 20 a game, takes that one. Still scoreless. Oliver there to help him out.
Carter, it took them 4 seconds to get up the floor and get into their offensive set. I mean, that is incredible speed, and it gives you so much more time to run your offense.
Here's going to be something to keep your eye on. Iowa State will reverse the basketball in their quarter court sets, but will Nevada?
Into the corner, Thomas. Boarded by Oliver.
I mean, it's just, you know, both are so much mirror images of one another.
Oliver almost walked. Fenner gets to the rim, spins out, boarded by Morris, and the Cyclones run. Bowie attacking. Bowie dunks it down. 4-point edge for Iowa State as the senior from Milwaukee, Darrell Bowie.
All right, that took 3.5 seconds to get up the floor and finish.
We said speed, we said fast.
Caroline kick out. Lindsey drew. Back into the hands of Monte Morris.
I think Iowa State controls the tempo of this game with their offense. Not very many times did you see a Steve Prohm team shoot off a one pass.
Well, and both teams really struggling from the 3 early, combined 2 of 13. And that, I never liked the last game. I mean, you're sitting around waiting, you don't know when it's going to happen. And I just always like to get into action a little bit earlier in the day.
Especially when you're the favorite, Mike, because you've already seen an upset on this floor earlier today. Bowie puts it away.
Welcome home.
And the way they run and the pace they play, they should be done with that part of it for now.
Lisa listened in on that last Nevada huddle.
Eric Musselman happy with their three-point defense against a very good Iowa State three-point shooting team. 1 of 7 right now. He's emphasizing high hands before the catch and defending that. There's another opportunity. They hit that one.
See, that's another example of getting into their offense so quickly. That possession took a long time, but they still had 8 seconds to work with at the end to get a shot up.
Second made 3 for Nevada. Morris takes it and has a second made 3 for Iowa State.
He has every intangible of a winner. His body language for a basketball player is outstanding. Monte Morris.
Well, how many players great players over the years have come out of Flint, Michigan? The Flintstones have put out some great individual talent.
Intercepted. Wow, what a block by Solomon Young. Still 9 to shoot here for Nevada. Caroline through the bump, play on. Iowa State ball. Convincing effort.
Cole's still shaking.
Wow, that looked like Swanigan going up and making that play from the prior game.
The only non-senior to start this year for Iowa State.
Since Steve Prohm put him in the starting lineup, Solomon Young, this team is 9-1 with the freshman.
Run the lead back into the hands of Morris. Behind the back. Trying to take it on the freshman, Josh Hall. Morris gives it up. Bowie flashing. Give the assist to Monte Morris.
You know, and it's 4 around 1, but the guy inside is not a real post player, and that time it was Morris, and he flashed from the weak side up to get that open jump shot.
Third assist for Morris. Uncharacteristically, already 2 turnovers.
Bowie is 3 for 3 in this game off the bench.
Young clears it. Morris runs Iowa State again. Monte attacks. Rejected by Oliver. Nevada brings it back.
A little bit of play above the rim, Mike.
This game is going to be over in the blink of an eye.
Spins out for Hall. Second chance. Fenner can't finish. Finally cleared by Donovan Jackson. The junior from Milwaukee attacks straight to the rim. Donovan Jackson, who had the hot hand in Kansas City, leading Iowa State to the Big 12 title. Quick answer from Caroline.
I don't know how much we're going to say in this game, partner. This is not one free throw has been shot in this game so far.
No shot clock.
Referees love this type of game.
Fans love this kind of game. Making shots.
3 fouls total. Morris with his second made three. Snubbed. He didn't make the finalist list with a Bob Cousy Award. Said, I am definitely on a mission. Oliver. Morris pulls it. Pulls up. Heat check. Even after that miss, a 10-2 run by Iowa State to take control. High-scoring game, that game in the West region. This one in the Midwest, it is back and forth between Iowa State and Nevada. Marshall in the corner. He hasn't scored yet. Averages almost 20 a game. Trying to shoot. Marshall trying to turn the corner. Draws the defense. Drew, 5 to shoot. 4 to shoot. Gives it up. Marshall takes it and makes it. He can make some impossible shots look easy.
Everyone got a touch. Good ball reversal.
And you know what? On the initial pick and roll, they were really jumped Marshall and try to get the ball out of his hands, but at a bomb, 29 great minutes and seconds of defense by Iowa State.
The transfer from Missouri State. 1 year with Nevada in the NCAA tournament. Jackson stops and it drops.
Well, the bench for Iowa State has been so good through the course of the Big 12 tournament into today.
Quick shot missed by Hall. Jackson wants it again on the wing. Gets it in the corner. Mitrou-Long will actually reset here. Morris back to Mitrou-Long. 3 off a great feed from Monte Morris.
What a great skip pass that time, really spacing the floor out.
And most shooters don't like that bounce pass, Mike, because it makes you drop your hands.
Double-digit lead for the first time for Iowa State. Caroline can't cut into it. Iowa State turns it over. Marshall. Boarded by Caroline, fouled on the stick back. Stopping it with 5:59.
This game has been so fast. I just said, we'll play fast, but we want to play in control. I think they've done that.
So 1 made free throw in the game. 4 fouls combined between the two teams. Burton facing up. Off the bounce. Around Caroline. Boarded by Marshall. Tough one. Marcus may have gotten away with one there in midcourt. He wants it back.
Well, he can fumble it. He passed it off, which is why it wasn't called.
Oliver misses a 3. Nevada's only 3 for 12 from 3 points. Back down to Burton. Vincent High School here in Milwaukee. Matt Thomas out of bounds. Nevada ball. 6 turnovers by Iowa State, 3 of them from Monte Morris. We're 7th best in the nation, only turning it over 10 times. With 6 in the first half, Nevada has not been able to take advantage. Trailing by 10.
Well, it's amazing at the pace that they played that you average that few. Usually you expect that number to be higher with a higher pace.
Late in the clock again. Drew on the wing. Oliver bumped. Burton with a bailout foul. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Drew gets it into Marshall. 1 for 4 shooting. Drew's going to take it. Tough one around Deonte Burton. And Lindsey Drew. Dad Larry now an assistant with the Cavs. And the head coach in Atlanta and Milwaukee.
Was here briefly 1 year. And had a terrific run down in Atlanta.
Oh! Burton to the rim. Vincent High School representing.
Yeah, good job by Nevada to stay out of the poster on that play.
Marshall fouled on the jump shot with a foul.
Burton, I mean, one of two guys with 50 steals and 40 blocks, so he does a lot of things out on the floor, including dunk.
Takes off outside the lane on that one.
Barbara Burton Malone, he says, that's why I'm still playing. But he also wanted to give love to his dad, Charles. He'd like to talk about moms, and my dad, Charles, a great influence on Deonte. Thomas with a tough three.
With a hand in his face.
Yeah, and the thing that he had to do was take a step back to create some separation to give himself the chance at the shot.
Iowa State by 11.
Single season three-point makes as Drew turns it over on the travel.
Everybody knows Enterprise picks you up, but can they solve all my
6 different players have scored.
For Iowa State, all 6 of them have multiple baskets. And the bench for Iowa State outscoring Nevada 10-0.
One of the last in the country as the percentage of minutes from the bench, so they usually don't get much of a contribution there.
Jackson step back. Donovan Jackson crosses over and fades away.
Both teams normally, Carter, about 40% of their shots on the season were from behind the arc. Tonight, Nevada 52% and ISU at 48, so they've amped it up a little bit from behind the arc.
And they have defended as well, holding Nevada to 30% shooting in the first half. Burton, oh, I thought about another of those hammer dunks, but lays it in with the Milwaukee guys leading the way for Iowa State.
I think Nevada's going to have to score with Iowa State. I don't think they can stop them.
Burton has a rejection. And now Fenner fouled by Thomas.
Deonte Burton's 6'5", okay? He's playing about 7 feet in this game on both ends of the floor. I mean, he gets the body right there, and he's able to elevate as that second man in. From the
Nevada needs more punch. I mean, we talked about the pace. He's haven't hit enough shots. 8 for 28. Foul on the floor.
Well, that's just the second team foul called on Nevada.
Weiler-Babb running the point. Sophomore, Arlington, Texas. Played a year at Arkansas. Weiler-Babb going to take it. One rebound for Oliver. Now can Nevada get it to single digits before the break.
What a nice rest for Monte Morris, who averages 35 minutes a game, who can get a break here.
Step back, DJ Fenner. Weiler-Babb has a rebound.
He's the one he gets the most minutes off the bench for the Cyclone team.
Yeah, I got nothing for that.
We haven't even gotten to your great run with the Bucks.
When I think Fletch, I think Chevy Chase, not a player.
I gave him. Looking at the Raptors. Monte Morris deep in the clock. Tipped away, loose ball. Hall has it. Nevada needs something good before the half.
Not a good ATO for Iowa State.
7 turnovers, uncharacteristic. Drew kick out. 8 to shoot. Oliver takes it. Rattles home. Big 3. Making a 10-point game again.
You talk about 2 wide bodies that play unconventionally, you know, for both teams. You look at Oliver and Burton.
Right now, Burton being defended by the point guard.
Young had designs on rocking the rim like Burton did.
Really tall.
You know, speaking of tall and above the rim.
That wouldn't be me.
Look at that. Oh, yeah.
I'm stunned they found game action of me up here in Milwaukee. That's shocking.
Yeah, we keep looking. I see Robertson. I see.
Oh, come on now, Carter.
Jabbar.
No, see, I went and I taped I taped a card up in the rafters. You just can't see it. It's up there, snuck in here one night.
Right before the broadcasting career began.
You're a Hall of Famer to us, Mike.
Didn't even mention Purdue's win in the 1980 tournament. Didn't even bring that up.
Knocked him out.
Oh, that's a sloppy turnover there by Marshall.
Until just then.
One last chance. Burton attacks. Lobs! Young finishes it off. Deonte Burton sets it up on the alley-oop. Solomon Young finishes it off. An exclamation point to the first half for the Cyclones.
Deb, how about your 4 setting up your 5 on the break for a lob?
Incredible.
A tremendous first half for Iowa State, led by the Milwaukee natives. And Steve Prohm is with Lisa.
Tremendous offense, shooting over 57% in the first half. What has made your offense go in the first 20?
Well, we've been able to get stops. That's the biggest thing, and we got to do that again to win the game in the second half. If we can get stops and play in transition, we're a good offensive team.
I was going to say, you've held Marcus Marshall to 1 field goal. You held the team to average 80 points to just 27. The biggest key to your defense has been what?
Just the toughness and the energy, and the couple threes we gave up, we just had our hands down. We got to be active more on the ball, but Naz and Nick Babb have done a good job. Marshall's very good, so we can't let him get going in the second half, and Oliver as well.
All right, thank you.
Thanks.
Carter?
First half stats, the big number. Nevada shoots just 30% in the first half. Only 9 made buckets for the Wolfpack. So, Lisa, what can Nevada do in the second half to improve that?
Well, that's the question to Eric Musselman, but what he told me flat out is our team played nervous in the first half. Remember, not one guy on our roster is used to playing on this particular stage. The last time Nevada played in an NCAA tournament game, 10 years to the day. He said we were uncharacteristic. We didn't execute on either end. He's going to switch some things up here, even playing a freshman Josh Hall a little bit more here in the second half.
And that Nevada game in 2007, Mark Fox, now the head coach at Georgia, was coaching the Wolfpack when they made 4 straight NCAA. It took them a decade to get back. And maybe that lull showing up in the first half against the Cyclones.
And Carter and Deb, I think the first 4 or 5 minutes of the second half critical for Nevada to find some confidence and find some rhythm before this game gets really out of shape.
Yeah, it's some intangibles for them right now because they have not been able to stop Iowa State. They've been able to get anything they want offensively. Nevada is going to have to score with Iowa State here in the second half. And Cameron Oliver had 10 first half points to lead them. He's got the ball right now.
Oliver to a cutting Caroline, missed it at the rim, into the hands of Thomas.
There's your confidence factor right there, Mike. That's not going to help.
Yeah, nerves, and you know, to that point, I would have thought by the start of second half, those were gone, but a great defensive play down the other end.
Oliver blocks Morris, sending the Wolfpack on the run. Marshall covered up on the catch, so he attacks. And Marshall, who had just 5 points in the first half, Mitrou-Long attacking on the other end with Drew.
High off the glass next time.
Mitrou-Long gets the first. Mitrou-Long gets them both. Iowa State extends the lead. Nevada just 5 for its last 19.
There's Josh Hall with the basketball, number 33 in blue, being guarded by Matt Thomas.
Marshall draws the defense, takes it anyway, makes it anyway. The bad shot maker, Marcus Marshall.
Well, you can tell that he's trying to get into the offense. He knows his team needs a lift. But they are, I guarantee you, the Cyclones paying special attention to him, Deb, in the second half. He's not going to have many easy looks unless he gets out and runs.
He's a streaky player, and you got to keep him in check. They did a good job with him in the first half.
5 in the first half for Marshall, already 4 in the second. Burton facing up. Rebound tap by Oliver. Here's Hall, the freshman from Houston.
You can see with Nevada, the pace slowing down a bit in an offensive foul.
You can't push off. You got to take your man into the lane and then pop out on the wing to get open.
Back into the hands of Monte Morris. The bounce. Solomon Young attacks. Boy, that's a nifty finish for Solomon Young.
Great job on the weak side of occupying the help side defense to clear out that one side of the floor for a two-man game.
Marshall gets the big man on him, misses the three. Marshall just 1 for 5 from three-point. One of the nation's best three-point shooters.
Another score here, and there may be an early timeout for Eric Musselman.
Burton lost the handle, regains it. This is in tight. Out of bounds. Nevada ball.
Three-point shooters on the weak side.
Keep this in mind for Nevada. They came from 25 down in the second half to win at New Mexico. Different circumstances here, playing a 5-seed Iowa State. On one of the comebacks of the year in college basketball belongs to Nevada. And Lindsey hits a triple to cut it to 10.
Good open look that time, good swing, good patience, but I just get a sense that Nevada is a little more deliberate in this half, working their offense a little bit more.
Foul.
Dangerous confidence to have. You know, you don't want to use that as a crutch and say, all right, we've come back, we're going to come back again.
Morris asked on the three, gets the 2. 10 in the game now for Monte Morris. Go with 5 assists and 8 rebounds. And the post for Caroline, who led the comeback at New Mexico and won. Chain smoking hot start for Iowa State.
But Eric Musselman, still only 6 guys have played for Nevada. Is that going to show up in the last 10 minutes of this game?
The pace has been high. You can get to their legs late, last 4-minute segment. See if Nevada has enough in it to keep it close to that point. Make a run.
Trying to make it 5 times, coming back from down double digits at the half for the win. They trail by 13 at the break. Morris crossing over. Burton lost it on the way up. Into the hands and a foul. Hall fouled.
4 turnovers in the first half. He hasn't had 4 turnovers in a game since December 5th against Omaha in the non-conference. He's only turned it over 12 times since February 1 coming into the game.
And yet Nevada unable to take advantage in the first half. Treadwell goes. Cameron Oliver. And Nevada has whittled a 15-point lead down to 6.
Well, what did we talk about? The first 5 minutes being critical for this team, and now is there enough to get them over the hump and get them a lead in the game for the first time?
9-2 run for Nevada. In the corner. Thomas answers. Matt Thomas with another clutch J.
2 defenders around him out of the double team. He hits a triple.
Marshall misses. Burton clears. Monte Morris trailing Burton for 3.
Good fill behind the penetration.
Thomas loves that left corner. He's just lurking over there, waiting for that side, a drive down that side to draw into the defense.
Oliver, sweet move with the dribble, the separation, and then fading with a 6'8" sophomore from Oakland.
Back-to-back baskets for Cameron Oliver, who had 10 at the half, now with 15.
Thomas is head rejected by Oliver. Wolfpack on the run. Drew to the rim. Nevada only down by 5. They've whittled 10 points off of what was a 15-point Iowa State lead. The comeback pack trying to do it again. They have flipped the script in the second half on Iowa State.
And Eric Musselman was especially animated in that huddle, and even after the huddle, gathering the 5 on the floor together, giving them a little extra pep talk.
So, Lisa, what did you hear, Lisa?
It's interesting that the intangibles have been emphasized in both of these huddles I've sat in. Eric Musselman, 2 huddles ago, telling his team, hey, we have to have a sense of urgency. We only have 20 minutes left in our season. Steve Prohm telling his team just in this last timeout, we gave them confidence. We have to get ours back. Part of that is transition that they're emphasizing right now.
You know, to Lisa's point, you never want to have to win a game twice. And not that it was put away, there was plenty of time, but they've certainly given Nevada life.
Caroline, can't finish, but he's headed to the free throw line. Caroline gets 1 2.
There's been some power forwards that we know that have crossed over to football.
Well, Tony Gonzalez had a nice career for himself.
I think Jimmy Graham.
Plus you get to, well, you don't get to dunk the ball over the crossbar anymore. No fun league.
Mitrou-Long in the paint, turning around, and it drops over the shot blocker Oliver.
Back-to-back baskets for Iowa State. Good ATO last time. A screen and a rescreen. This time, Mitrou-Long off the bounce to the middle.
Foul away, close to a tee coming for Cameron Oliver. He finally backs away.
A nice piece of refereeing right there, not coming in, calling the double technicals, instead playing the role of beat cop and talking to the 2 guys. Well, it was the second. They bumped the first time. It was the second one. They are going to give him double technicals on that play.
He warned him. He tried to give him a chance.
Even with those techs, there's still nobody in this game that was really in any sort of foul trouble, although Morris has 3.
No shots, you go point of interruption. So Nevada ball to Caroline, missing the 3, tipped back in by Josh Hall.
I actually think Donovan Jackson tipped that one in, but the other, the closest player for the other team gets credit for the basket.
The Milwaukee players who had the hot start for Iowa State haven't scored in the last 10 minutes. And a second chance here for the Cyclones.
Deonte Burton, who was he had such a big impact, not in the game. Iowa State going really small after that timeout.
Bowie, there's another one.
Well, the bench has been terrific for Iowa State.
The difference in the game, there's just no real production at all from Nevada's bench.
Oliver has it on the post. Opposite to Caroline. Caroline attacking, and a foul called on Solomon Young. From behind wins, 7th highest point total this year. Jordan Caroline 14 in this one to go with 4 rebounds.
And Tim Williams and Elijah Brown, who played for New Mexico, are 2 pros.
Matt Thomas has not left the left side of the floor.
Mitrou-Long lost the handle. Loose ball, Nevada takes it away on the deck. Got a tie up. So we want to make sure Monte Morris is there at the end of the game,
Absolutely.
Right? Only 1 foul out this year for Monte Morris. And reset of the shot clock, 29 up there now. Taken away on a bad pass. Marshall gets the steal, dumps it off. Mitrou-Long gets it right back.
That's a big play right there.
Yeah, and Deb, I can't tell you how many times I've seen that long pass on underneath out of bounds picked off. I thought it was a good decision to not eat the timeout in that situation and try to get it in, but he really got bailed out.
Offensive foul, gives it right back.
One of the points of emphasis all season has been screening.
Yep.
Burton hasn't scored in the second half. Down to Oliver on the baseline. Big offensive rebound for Jordan Caroline.
Well, he's played with a purpose in the second half. He's been much more aggressive going after the ball and also attacking the rim.
So is Cameron Oliver right here with the basketball.
On to Drew, turning the corner. Inside, Oliver couldn't finish.
Those are the ones that you got to catch, come down, and then go back up with.
Caroline pokes it away. Loose basketball, won by Nevada. Into the hands of Caroline. With the left, he can't finish again. Then follows Nevada. Wins the fight for the loose ball and the bucket to pull within 4.
Burton just nailed to the floor on that play, and Caroline was just quicker off the floor twice.
How about the Euro? Everyone can step around the D.
Jackson pulls it back out. Iowa State with Morris still on the bench. Burton down the baseline. First bucket of the second half for Deonte.
Really tough on the baseline.
And you can't give up the baseline like that and expect any kind of help.
The Cyclone fans want to keep the magic on their side. Mitrou-Long corrals it. Finds Jackson.
Good choice. Great choice. Bowie. Absolutely smart.
The Cyclone fans have turned Milwaukee into their own. Caroline trying to quiet them.
They stood around on that possession, and they really just wanted Jordan Caroline to bail them out. There was no movement on that play at all.
Even with Monte Morris on the bench, Iowa State has made its last 3 shots. Jackson in the corner. Another big one for Donovan Jackson. The big shot maker at Allen Fieldhouse in Kansas City. And now all smiles back home in Milwaukee. Well, Iowa State gets separation here, Adam. Nevada got it to 4. The Cyclones have scored the last 7. They took a look at that Jackson jumper, called it a long 2 on the floor, and decided during the break they're going to keep it as a long 2.
Trying to work Marshall off some screening on the weak side.
Down to Caroline. And the double comes knocked away momentarily. Oliver gets it back. Air ball on the 3. Out of bounds. Iowa State gets it.
Yeah,
good switch out.
6 for their last 7. Still with Monte Morris on the bench.
They've got Hall draped all over Thomas. I mean, he's in a no-help situation right now. See, the drive came down that side, and he never left Thomas.
Burton fights inside. Deonte Burton. That's 26 combined for the Milwaukee natives.
Yeah, he was silent for the first 10 minutes of the second half, but having a strong finish.
Caroline off the bounce. Burton called for the foul.
8 of Nevada's 12 attempts in the game.
Burton got his 3rd foul. Still out there. Jackson pops out.
Get Thomas. Oh, nice work.
Burton with a dish inside. It's taken away. Yep, Caroline was on the baseline, so back to Iowa State.
He didn't reestablish.
Bowie tipped away. 4 to shoot. Bowie has to take it. Hold by Hall.
Situational offense hasn't been the best. Hasn't been crisp for Iowa State.
No, the underneath out of bounds has been really shaky. That was almost a 5-second count.
Caroline follows his miss. Block foul called on Bowie.
Really struggling to get anyone else involved offensively. Let's see what Iowa State will do to scheme against him the next time down the floor.
That was a formula for Nevada. The come from behind win at the pit. Caroline leading the way.
I would think about getting the ball to Burton right here because Caroline is guarding him and put some pressure on him on the defensive end.
7 to shoot. Thomas takes it off the shot fake.
Don't let him rest on this end of the floor.
Yeah, and Caroline, he's sitting there with 2 personal fouls, so he's got a little bit of room.
Hall with a floater in the lane, back to 7. Monte Morris still sits for Iowa State. Correction. Monte Morris brings it up. Thank you, Debbie. Good eye.
But still, they gave him a long rest. He should be very fresh coming into the game.
In to shoot. Burton takes it. Rejected by Oliver. Iowa State keeps it. Mitrou-Long, step back. Lay it in the court. Oh, huge one for Nazareth. Mitrou-Long. Is it the dagger with 5:05?
I mean, and that's with the shot clock in his back. It didn't recycle. He made that with 3 seconds to go.
That's the second one he's made from way outside the arc tonight.
Nevada needs an answer. Marshall. Long rebound to Thomas. Cyclones run again with a double-digit lead. Thomas fouled on the way off.
It's offensive rebounds, Devin, and this is just a step back. Everybody was scattered defensively. A little hush to the crowd up in Iowa State. Well, hey, I heard in Brooklyn last week.
On CBS. Here in Milwaukee.
At least with Nevada, I mean, I think that Hall has done a terrific job. He's got the length to guard him. They drove him off the free throw line. Rather see him shooting for two or making a layup and just sniping from outside.
Can't let him set his feet.
Yep.
The Cyclone fans trying to bring it home. Drew. Oh my goodness. Nothing home yet. Drew attacks off the bounce.
That's what you call turning the corners.
Well, Solomon Young didn't show long enough on that. He only gave a little feint out, and he just left the lane wide open.
Burton takes it right at Drew. Cross it over. Seals it. In. Back to 10. Marshall fouled on the way to the rim with 4. Marshall makes it an 8-point game again. Iowa State led by 15. Nevada got it to 4. The Cyclones have responded.
See, Mike, I don't think you can run two people at Monte Morris right now. He is too good at seeing the floor, his vision, and it left Deonte Burton wide open in the middle of the floor.
Mitrou-Long teeing up Marshall. He hits another nearly impossible 3. Eric Musselman says there are no bad shots for Marcus Marshall, no matter what it looks like.
And yeah, he says it may look bad. I thought he was just throwing that up to try to draw the foul.
And it goes in to cut it to 7. Thomas floater, good ball taken by Marshall. Out ahead, Caroline with the push and the hammer for Oliver. We got a 5-point game, 3 minutes to go.
Mike, what was that you said about walking the ball off the floor?
Yeah, so much for that. And boy, that lead has evaporated in about 45 seconds.
Nevada is never out of it. Morris, pull-up foul from behind by Hall. 2:43 to go. Nevada's got it to 5. 4 times this year. They come back from down double digits at the half to win. They trailed by 13 at the break here, trailed by as many as 15 to the Cyclones.
Morris's first 2 free throws of the game in that situation.
In a virtual home game for Iowa State. Can Nevada do it again? Marshall, short on the 3. Burton corrals the rebound. Into the hands of Monte Morris.
It's kind of interesting. Jordan Caroline really never a part of that play. They had him parked on the weak side and just a 2-man game in isolation on the right. They're just Matt Thomas running off every screen out there, and he still can't get free.
4 to shoot. Morris takes it, fouled. Lindsey Drew fouls in 3 seconds to shoot, and he fouls the jump shooter. Morris gets the 2 Sweet 16s. Coming up next. Morris gets all 3. 5 for 5 down the stretch from the line. Double-digit lead again. Marshall follows his miss. Off the window with a stick back.
I don't know. I think Burton, I mean, he's aggressive, blocking shots, but he went after one he probably couldn't have gotten that time, and that allowed the offensive rebound.
Burton attacking again. Burton to the rim. Around Oliver with a head of steam.
I thought he got fouled on that one.
Oliver, quick three. Just what Nevada needed. This could be a frenetic minute 20 to close it out.
Well, both teams sitting with 2 timeouts, so they're in good shape from that standpoint.
Remember, Nevada hit 7 threes with 1:48 left in that New Mexico game to send it to overtime.
Morris resets with a minute to go. Burton, push, tipped away. Looked like a pass. Burton then grabs it and is fouled by Drew.
The floor.
Misses the front end. Oliver has the board. 7-point game, 50 seconds to go. Oliver takes it. Rattles out. Big board for Solomon Young. Back into the hands of Morris. Morris gets it across, and then Hall reaches in, giving the foul with 36.5.
But it's...
Make it 6-4-6, even with the 4.
Valuable to have a point guard that can close out a game for you at the free throw line.
Yep, 80% plus. You know, like I said, no turnovers, 2 rebounds, 2 assists away from a triple-double in this game.
Nevada needs a quick one. Marshall takes a deep one. Air ball. Iowa. The Wolfpack with 9 straight wins, champs of the Mountain West, to make it back to the NCAA tournament for the first time in a decade.
Trying to deny Monte Morris from the catch.
So it's Donovan. Jackson out of Iowa Western Junior College, banged up with a right wrist injury. So he's thinking about redshirting this year for Iowa State, and Steve Prohm, I mean, at the last minute, Donovan said, you know what, I think I can play. And Steve Prohm says, we are definitely not here without Donovan Jackson. Arizona up 13 in that 15-2 matchup. Gonna count the bucket there. That's a goaltend on Burton.
I think Steve Prohm probably groaning at that one to give away cheap
Right.
points and stop the clock. You know, the clock's going to stop on a make anyway, but...
It's DJ Fenner, the senior from Seattle.
That's your, you know, when you're a senior, you never know when your last game is coming. And it's, you know, it really is abrupt and stunning.
He's been a part of 9 win seasons, 24, 27, and 28 this year. He's been a big part of turning this program around and getting them to the NCAAs.
Appropriate into the hands of Deonte Burton, who gets to dribble out the Iowa State win here in his hometown. The 5th-ranked Cyclones have now won 10 of 11 as they survive the challenge from Nevada and advance here in Milwaukee in the Midwest region. A sweet homecoming for the 4 Wisconsin natives on the Cyclones, and a tough end of the year for Nevada. Iowa State, the 5 seed, advances to take on the 4 seed Purdue. Winners over Vermont earlier today here in Milwaukee.